backyard business, I'm loving every minute. We're meeting incredible people. And someone I bumped into, Butch Rossetti, I love being around you. You've got so much energy.
Thank
and
you.
as I tell everybody, amazing Wertman Rossetti business you've had for how long?
43 years.
And I always say the best
3 years,
advertising,
yeah.
got beautiful white trucks that are always spotless clean.
Thank you,
And
buddy. We work hard at that. We work hard.
Well, I say to myself, if that's important, that means the small things are important.
It's interesting you bring that up. We've heard that from a lot of people over the years. One of the biggest things, obviously, with our painting business is quality. I mean, that's the bottom line. If you do a good job, people call you back. We've got clients that we've had for 40 plus years. You know, we've watched babies grow up, and now we do work for them. You know what I mean? It's just been a great thing, but there's a lot of little bits that go with it, and you hit the nail right on the head. You know, attention to detail, make sure everything's clean, make sure the home is clean. We do spring cleaning for people. We come in the springtime. It's the way it is. They say the house is cleaner now than it was when you came, you know, so.
You mean like power washing?
No, I'm just the house. If we're working on the inside of the house,
yes.
I'm clean.
Okay.
We make sure it's right. They don't know we're there.
Yeah.
That's the whole plan. So I think that's kind of the secret to longevity, I believe. And our guys are great. I have a great crew that has been with me forever, and that's a big part of it.
Where'd you grow up with?
In Allentown, actually, not too far from here.
Oh,
not too far, down in the Ward. I'm a Ward guy.
Yeah.
DYC, that's where we were,
Yeah.
front and shoe.
DYC.
That was it. It was a great Sheridan, Harrison Morton, Deerfield High School.
Oh, who was the guy that ran DYC? I always liked him so much. Or maybe I'm thinking of the Boys Club downtown. I can't think of his name now. Nick Fragnito.
There you go. That's the guy.
Was that? Yeah.
That's the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There
Well,
you go.
so many, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So many people I meet grew up, quote, my mom used to say the ward,
Yeah.
So many people grew up in the ward. I used to deliver, my dad had a chicken business.
Okay.
I used to deliver like on Ridge Avenue, Carroll's Market,
Yeah.
Macy's Market.
Absolutely.
All those places, Sarmers,
Sure.
the Sangerbund, the Harry Gary. It was a really, I almost feel like people had missed that. There was something about that city dynamic that was unreal.
It was great at the time, and as we grew up, you saw it changing, of course. You know what I mean? Now I'm talking, I graduated high school in '77. We kind of moved from that area shortly after that.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? The south side of Allentown, which was a great area too. Now I'm by Lehigh Valley Hospital, which is a great area. I love it there. But it's not the same as it was growing up in the ward. You don't have your neighbor right there. You know, you don't have that dynamic. You know, I mean, I wave to my neighbors. I don't know their names.
So
you know?
I can tell living in the ward, you were really rich, really wealthy.
How'd you guess? Yeah. I mean, but we were all the same.
Yeah.
We all grew up the same, and
How did you get into this business? Because again, what did you say, 45 years in that business?
Yes.
That's not easy.
When I was in high school, my business partner, Jim Wertman, was his grandfather.
So you guys are partners for 45 years?
Yes.
That's like a marriage.
Yeah,
People
it
don't
is.
realize
It
a
is.
partnership in business, that's a marriage.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And I went through a divorce, so I know what that's like.
Gotcha.
But with him, out of high school, during high school, his grandfather owned a painting business. So I worked for them. My first year, I'll tell you a quick story. My first year I painted, I hated it. I said, I'm never going to do this again. Here I am 45 years later. I'm still doing it. He retired. We took over the business, and we grew the business to what it is today. You know what I mean? So it was fun. His grandfather was a great guy. Warren Wertman was his name. Wonderful man. I owe a lot to him. I owe a lot of my I don't know, maybe patience with people from him. He was a very patient man. He understood how to talk to people, which was very good, which was enlightening, and that's part of it too. We all have to be able to talk to people. We have to be able to enjoy what we do. We have to make friends with the people we work for. And again, I've got clients for 40 years that, we message each other, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, that kind of thing, So it's been fun.
Yeah, well, it's different too in your business. It's not like, it's not a contractual business. So you could do work for someone and not see them for 10 years.
Absolutely right.
And,
Absolutely right.
So and then you get the call.
Yes. The interesting thing, and again, you're right, we do exterior painting. That's 5 to 7 years before the house needs to be painted again.
Sure.
But they call us back. So in that time frame, they didn't forget us.
Yeah.
They remembered us.
Would
so
you
they
do my house
back.
if I'm really nice to you?
If you're nice to me, I'll give you a good deal. I'll give you
a good deal.
give you a good deal. But it's fun. It really is. And of course, I've got the other business.
Let's talk about that. I don't want to miss that.
I'm glad. The Emmaus movie theater, we own that as well. I own that with my nephew, Robert Audibert. He and I are partners
What
in
made you
that.
think, I'm going to buy that thing?
It's interesting. My nephew.
If you haven't been to Emmaus movie theater, by the way, it's great, old school theater, and you can hear the train as it goes by. It's just an amazing place.
Right.
And Emmaus is a great
Emmaus is a great little community. Yeah. It absolutely is, and we get a lot of people from the community that come there. We get a lot of people from all over that come there. we reach a lot of different demographics, let's call it. And we bought it 10 years ago. A matter of fact, this past 4th of July was our 10-year anniversary. So we're very excited about owning that business for 10 years.
Did you have to put a lot? Was it in rough shape? Did you have to put a lot in?
It was. We did a lot of HVAC. We put a new roof on. We did a lot of painting, a lot of wallpapering. Of course, my business, so that was simple. But we did sound equipment. We did video equipment. We put a lot into the building, a lot into the place. But it works now.
You still doing the popcorn?
Oh my God! Of course, we got the best popcorn in Lehigh Valley. Come to the stand. Yeah. In the beginning, sure, in the beginning. I don't do that anymore. My business partner, Robert, he and my nephew, he runs it, basically the daily stuff. I'm kind of the voice of the theater. We kind of joke about that. You know, I do a lot of things behind the scenes. We do a lot of comedy. 8 years ago, we started doing comedy there. We do a lot of comedy shows. Those are great. And we've got a lot of big headline people that have been there.
Well, speaking of that, so you got to try this. You're new at this. Was there anything? So you were doing movies originally, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Well, was there anything you tried? You thought, oh my God, this works.
We did cult classics at midnight when we first bought it. We thought this is going to be great. People are going to come at midnight. Nobody came. It was too late for people.
Every business person's been through that. It was a heck of an idea.
It didn't go anywhere. But we are going back to, it's interesting, we're going back to right now, we're doing some cult classics to bring people back to the theater.
Yeah.
Since COVID, the people started not coming to the theater anymore. They were afraid to come to the theater at that time.
Yeah.
They learned they could watch TV movies at home. They can live stream. But now they're starting to come back. So we're trying to do a Friday night, Saturday night double feature, which is being very popular right now. We actually did for the 4th of July weekend, we did Top Gun. Top Gun 1, Top Gun 2.
I got a text from a friend of mine. You know John Hayes. John Hayes text, Top Gun playing at the Emmaus.
Great. Yeah, it did a great job. We do theme snacks for those shows. Recently we did Jaws 1, Jaws 2. Ooh. Did very well. We've got Chainsaw Massacre 1, Chainsaw Massacre 2 coming up. So those are fun. We bring a lot of different people in there for that. And the comedy is great. We're getting some big names in the comedy. We had Bill Bailey there not too long ago. The Cab Show.
Bill. Oh, yeah. I love that show.
Great.
How did I miss that?
Oh, I don't know. He was fantastic. Great guy. We really enjoyed him. He was a lot of fun to be with.
What's it called? Anybody remember what it's called? What is it? In New York with the Cab? I love it. Oh, my God. It's a great show.
Yeah,
anyway.
we're lost.
Cash Cab.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
That guy's good.
He's great. We've had Rich Voss there at the theater. Oh, fantastic. I'll tell you what. When you meet people like that and they're like you and I, it really gets you back into humanity is great. You know, they're not all those people that look down on everybody. He was fantastic. We get a lot of big names in there, and I'm surprised how great they actually are.
Yeah.
We had Ronnie Chang there not too long ago in January.
How many seat there?
There's 440 seats in the theater.
We got to do a chamber event there.
Oh, you got to come. You got to come.
Chamber event there. I have an idea on that.
There you go. We'll have it for you. Yeah. So that's a lot of fun. I really enjoy that. When we do the comedy shows, I actually come up and introduce our host. So I have a lot of fun on stage. Yeah. You know, I talk a little bit. You know,
I don't ask you that, but do you sleep? But sometimes people like you, they hit the pillow, boom, they're done.
Yeah, I am. I sleep great. I sleep fantastic. I do. I hit the pillow, I'm out. I wake up at 6:30 every day and start the day over again.
Did you always have this crazy energy?
I don't know. I don't know if I grew into the crazy energy or not, but it just seems so second nature to go. You know, so it's that, I think. You know, I've got my hobbies and the things that I love to do and whatnot, but it's always something. You know, there's always something going on. The phone's always ringing, which is great. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but there are times where you're busy. You like to take a little break once in a while, but I'm pretty much go, and I pay attention to everything. I see everything. You know, that's the problem with me. It's a curse. People talk about it. You know, the little things that are wrong, I see. And those little things bother me, you know, and maybe that's why my business, Wertman Rossetti, was so well. Jim Wertman, my business partner, he's the same way. He sees everything. He gets out of the truck and he can see the guy's missed a spot of paint. So
are you big enough that you're doing doing great for a long time, but still yet small enough that you can be at almost every job at the end or some point where you can say,
I try to make a point to go to every job every day.
Oh, wow.
You know, I try to do that. I don't always do it, but I like to be there. I feel the homeowner and the client wants to see me.
Yeah.
You know, wants to see the owners, wants to see the business and make sure everything's under control.
I'm going to take a guess on this because sometimes I see you at breakfast. What's your go-to breakfast place?
Superior Restaurant in Emmaus.
Okay, yeah. It is good, yeah.
Well,
you know what? Clean, very good.
It is. It's great.
Did you ever try Mitzi's Table, and that's on 191?
No.
That's a really good place on the other end. Right? Everyone's a great.
I might have to try that
Mitzi's
one. That could be
Table,
my
very
next
good.
one.
No, love that I said that, but that's a good go-to place.
Yeah.
I love a place that's nice and clean.
It is.
Is that how you start your day almost every day?
No. We're once a week.
Okay.
Well, you kind of do like a once a week. We make a joke. It's our meeting. You know, Jim and I talk and plan the week. We like to do it on a Monday, Tuesday. Try to plan the week and see what's going on.
Do you have any long-term employees? Because that's a tough business.
One of my guys is with me 30 years, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Another guy is with me 25 years.
Oh, my God.
So yeah, we have that. You know, another guy is 20 years. So luckily we have great guys. We have great people.
Do you cherish? I mean, you got to today to find people that. Do you cherish that? I mean, that's a loaded question,
absolutely.
but
I'll tell you, years ago, let's call the 80s, 90s. If I put an ad out for an employee, I got 50 applications. Today, if you do that, you get 3. It's just amazing. Nobody wants to do the work that we do anymore, you know. Yeah. And the bad part is, of course, we're so quality oriented. Everybody's a painter. I mean, this isn't a job that you got to be a rocket scientist to do. You know what I mean? So everybody can do it, but could they do it at the level that we need?
But you know, isn't it funny in that kind of thing? Having had like for instance, commercial cleaning, some people are just naturally good at. I mean, I'm sure you have people. Some guys can do a room in half the time and perfect.
Right. Yes, that's right. That's right. And some guys struggle with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, there's and that's the other part of owning a business. Being you run the chamber, you know how you deal with. You have to deal with everybody in a different way. Everybody has a different motivation.
Yeah.
You know what that is. You know it all depends. I used to coach football with when my son was young. One kid you could yell at and he'd do fantastic. Another kid you yelled at and he shut down and he didn't do well. So you got to figure out which kid was doing what. You know, what do you need to get you motivated? You know, and that's the way it is in business.
So growing up in the ward, as they say, what did your dad do?
My dad and my mother split up when I was 5 years old, so he was not part of my life.
Oh, okay.
My mother was a real estate agent for many years. She was great. She worked with, oh my God, all the big ones in there. Wow. The last one she was with, she passed away 12 years ago. God rest her soul. But she.
Who'd she work with? I worked.
Berkshire Hathaway was the last one she was with.
I worked for Pat White I was in real estate from 1972 to like.
Okay. Evelyn Tokar was my mom's name.
Oh,
maybe you might have known her.
Sure,
you know what I mean? But she's been in business forever, and she was great.
Wow.
And
she took the load. She raised the.
Oh, she raised me and my sister by herself. Yeah.
Paid the bills.
Yeah, she was an amazing woman, and you know, sometimes she worked 2 jobs to get us through. It was, you know, we didn't grow up with a golden silver spoon. It was, you know, you worked, and you know, we worked when we were kids. I was 11 years old. I worked in Macchio Meatpacking. I don't know if you remember Macchio Meatpacking.
Yeah, Sumner Avenue.
Yes,
well,
exactly
around the corner was Queen City Poultry. That was my dad. Do you remember?
You're joking.
Do you remember Sweeney and Stoltz's? The sporting goods across the street was my dad's.
No kidding.
Meat and poultry.
Small world, isn't it? Yeah.
You talked about the crazy things in life. So we had a great business. And when I was a senior in high school, my dad, he bought his brother. Anyway, he kept refinancing to try and stay in.
Yeah.
He was a hard worker. When we lost everything. Yeah. Everything. Yeah. House, business, everything.
Timing.
So you learn.
Timing. Things happen. You know what I mean? Things happen that we have no control over. You know, like the COVID. When the COVID came, you know, we were it's interesting with the movie industry. We own an independent movie theater. When we bought it 10 years ago, there were just under 1,000 independent movie theaters out there in the country, in the whole country. Today, there's less than 400. You know, and in the 10-year period, we lost all those independent movie theaters. You know, and a lot of it happened during COVID.
That's interesting. Real quick before I lose you. So you want to get Top Gun, you want to get whatever.
Yeah.
So you got to find it, and I assume first a good movie comes out, they got to go to the biggies, right?
That's correct, right?
And then
yes, we're second-run movie theater, so they go to the biggies first, and they come to us typically 4 to 6 weeks later, and then we pick them up.
Are you negotiating, or is it pretty much a standard? You're going to pay X amount of dollars?
Yeah, they tell us what we pay, and it's a percentage. You know, if your first run typically pays 90% of the ticket fee.
Wow.
That's what they pay. So their money, the only money they make is on concessions.
Oh, wow.
With us,
so in a sense, I'm sorry, the philosophy is, this is a heck of a movie. You're lucky. We're giving it to you. You're going to bring people, and you're going to make money off the
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You know, now ours with the second run is anywhere from 35 to 50% we pay.
Really?
So it's still not cheap. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. And then I don't even want to get into talking with the movie theater companies. They're a whole different world. So I don't want to pick on any of that. They're not easy to deal with. They're not easy.
You guys
to
give
deal
me that thing. Am I out of time because we talk so much? Okay,
we did talk a lot.
But you're amazing, a good guy, and I'm sorry if it was too slow. We tried to pick up the pace. I'm kidding. We got a ton of energy. Thank you, Butch, for being with us.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
All right, Backyard Business. This is probably the last show, at least for this summer, that we'll be here. But I'm loving every minute of it. Backyard Business. Thanks for being with us.